Oddney's Otherland is a fun-filled, fire-breathing fantasy adventure set in another world at the end of a tunnel beneath a garden shed.
And believe it or not, I completed most of the illustrations of this book long before the story was written. And I say long before, 1977 in fact I started.
Yeah, and Rodney showed me the project one day and he asked if I would write the story.
Our principal characters in this story are Professor Clive Oddney, a retired naturalist and explorer, and his pet magpie, Magnus, who also talks, incidentally. And the inspiration for this came about from my childhood, my own childhood. I actually had a pet magpie, and he enjoyed sitting on my head as we went for walks in the countryside.
And part of the joy of this book is about that bond that Oddney and Magnus has together. They laugh together, they get frustrated at each other, but above all, they love and respect each other, yeah. Which is just as well, because when you're on a quest to find a dragon with two heads, a two-headed firedrake, wow, you need to know that your friend has your back. Absolutely.
Well, you can expect to meet loads and loads of weird and wonderful creatures in Otherland. It's simply packed with them. For example, we've got the bloated hobgoblin, like some sort of great goblin couch potato, who's very rude and throws things at our hero. Then we've got the rhubarbarian, who was also pretty aggressive, but very silly with it as well. We've got a devious dragoner. We've got buttock biters that leap out of the lake and attempt to well, bite buttocks. And then we have dragons.
Yes.
Lots of dragons, friend and foe.
Yes. And speaking of dragons, I'd like to read a small section of our book for you. The firedrake was awake, and it was irate. It thrashed and it gnashed as it towered high above man and bird. Fire escaped its nostrils, both the ones from the head upon its neck and the ones from the head upon its snake-like tail. Two pairs of eyes with four red slit pupils glared at the Professor and Magnus with savage intent. Oh dear, continued Oddney. Taking several steps backwards, the ground trembled beneath his feet and rocks fell from up above. Uh-oh, not good at all, not good at all, thought Magnus, who had stepped back even further, eyeing the scene for their best exit. As if things could not get any worse, a sinister shadow rose upon the firedrake's back. Oddney and Magnus watched in horror as it erupted into a fiery figure. It leapt down from the enormous beast and stood before the Professor. With a clawed finger pointed at Oddney's face, the presence bawled, "I am the fire wizard, and you are my new slave. Ha, ha, ha!"
Well, I really hope that you, our readers, get as much fun from this book as we had in making it. It really was a blast.
And if there is a takeaway message from our book, it would be that friendship comes in all shapes and sizes. We're all different and we all each have our unique skills. But if we can pull together, then great things can happen.